Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey. Ever since The Legend of Zelda first hit the shelves in 1986, we've followed Link on his adventures with great glee. Over the years, we've come across some pretty awesome enemies in Zelda, from the tiny and harmless to the huge and highly dangerous. So let's go over some of the most famous monsters, whether they're famous for being cool or for being the most frickin' annoying things ever. Also, this won't be taking bosses into account, so no Ganondorf or anything, but let me know if you'd like a video on Zelda bosses specifically. And if you want more right after this video, check out our videos on Zelda Fan Theories. But before you do that, get ready, it's time for the top 10 Zelda enemies. Number 10. Choo Choos. Not gonna lie, I never knew what these things were called. I always just called them slimes in my head, but they're called Choo Choos. Choo Choos are just classic Zelda enemies. Sometimes just being a single blob, sometimes splitting upon being attacked, and sometimes doing other stuff altogether. These guys are everywhere, whether they're red, blue, green, yellow, dark, rock, spiny, helmet, ice, electric, or fire. Honorable mention goes to Buzz Blobs. I love them, but ended up replacing them with Choo Choos due to notoriety. But it was hard. Number 9. Wizrobes. Wizrobes have been around for ages, and they've actually changed a fair bit over the years. Sometimes they look like wizards, sometimes they're more druid looking, and plus their powers change as well, sometimes shooting magical attacks, and other times like in Wind Waker, summoning enemies. With the Wizrobes, you never know what you're gonna get. Awful. But that doesn't stop them from being one of the most classic enemies of Zelda. Number 8. Like-likes. Yeah, if we're talking about Zelda enemies that left an impression, you can't leave out like-likes. These are almost unanimously the most hated of the enemies in Zelda. They don't do much physical damage, sometimes none at all, but they certainly cause psychological damage when they grab you and eat your shield. This is especially annoying if you're close to a part where you need your shield, like if you have to battle spiked beetles, because you have to go all the way back to town to get a new one or else find a vendor. Number 7. Electric Keese. Keese are definitely annoying in their own right, and personally I've had a lot of trouble with fire Keese in the earlier games, but when I told Roya about this list, she said, you have to put electric Keese! So I did, and she definitely has a point. These things are super annoying to the point of being pretty damn legendary. Electric Keese shock Link on impact, which, much to the chagrin of players, causes Link to drop his weapon, bow, and shield. They're easy to deal with most of the time, but if you let your guard down, they can be really frustrating. Number 6. Octorocks. This list would not be complete without the good old Octorocks. They were the very first enemies encountered in the very first Zelda game, and they've made a bunch of appearances over the years. As the name would imply, they look like octopuses and shoot rocks. Boom. They're just so great, especially since they're good at teaching you how to properly use a sword and shield without posing too much of a threat. They're easy, but they're a classic. Number 5. Wall Masters. Ugh. I hate these things so much. So damn much. Wall Masters are big hands that randomly pop out, grab you, and send you back to the beginning of the stupid dungeon. And they're the bane of my existence. I'll walk into a room and think it's safe, take my time, wander around, then yoink, I'm back at the frickin' beginning and I have to get all the way back. Only to kill 2 of them, think I'm safe, and have a third send me back again. I hate it. So the Wall Masters make this list just to prove that I'm not petty. Number 4. Stall Children. The skeletons from Ocarina of Time were some of the freakiest things in all of Zelda. Arguably scarier than the Re-Dead. My girlfriend still gets scared whenever she hears that howl indicating that night is coming. They're not particularly difficult to deal with, but they come out of nowhere and the sounds are super disconcerting. Fun fact, in Ocarina of Time, every time you beat 11 Stall Children in the same night, an oversized one will appear. And if you do it again the same night, an even bigger one will show up. It's something that some people never really realize since they're so easy to just run away from, but give it a try if you're interested. Number 3. Moblins. Yeah, this is probably one of the least surprising entries on this list. Moblins are the bomb. One of the most common enemies in Zelda, these piggish, bulldogish monsters have been around for a while. They're great in the games, and you actually get to see a funny new side to them in the Zelda cartoon. Plus they come in different varieties, some shooting arrows, some with swords, some take more hits to kill. It's a great classic baddie. Number 2. Guardians. Some members of this list are cool, some are annoying. The Guardians are both. Guardians are mechanical creations of the ancient Sheikah tribe that can shoot you from about 1 billion miles away. Some of them can chase you down, lock on with their laser, and then oh look, you're dead. Pretty frustrating, especially if you're too new to know how to use your shield properly. But at the same time, even the most frustrated player must admit that these things are totally wicked. They look cool, they have awesome abilities, just sweet, and annoying as hell. Number 1. Lionels. Oh baby, this is definitely a winner. Lionels have always been pretty awesome, even in the earlier games with worse graphics, but then Breath of the Wild came out. They're just so sick. They're these massive centaurs with a variety of awesome weapons, and they're pretty freaking hard to fight, but it just feels so good to beat them, especially when you manage to mount it and smack it around. But honestly, they could be totally useless and boring to fight, and they'd still be on this list just because they look amazing. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smack that thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for more videos. Let me know about your favorite Zelda enemy in the comment section down below. Just please keep in mind that there are roughly 1 million enemies in the Zelda series, and I could only list 10, so I left out a lot of really great ones. So don't hate me, but if you let us know who you'd like to see on a future list, maybe I can make a part 2. Also, check out our Top 10 Sonic playlist for more videos like this one. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie-Lefurgey with Top 10 Gaming. Later, gamers.